Dr. J, and this is basketball tips from Converse. Watching these kids brings back memories of hours and hours of fun. Right here, I guess the dream begins, thinking of being another Magic Johnson or Larry Bird or someone like that. Many of you have already made the decision that you want to be a basketball player, and that's all very exciting. However, in order to succeed at any level of basketball, it takes hard work. It takes hard work, determination, and also keeping things in perspective. By that, I mean combining your physical effort with your emotional growth, your mental growth, and of course your spiritual growth. A perfect example of that combined effort is my friend Kevin Mchale.
Basketball is a game of repetition. In order to be a great basketball player, you've had to take your shots, do your moves hundreds of thousands of times. In order to be comfortable on the court in a pressure situation, you've had to have taken those shots and done those moves many, many times so that when that situation comes, you get into the flow, you're doing it automatically. It's not a thought process, it's something that just comes out. You can't do that unless you practice, and you can't practice basketball unless you spend a lot of time with it. I'm going to show you some drills that I've learned throughout my career that maybe will help you. The first thing about low post play is receiving the ball down low. In order to get the basketball thrown to you, you've got to present yourself a target. You've got to get down low. You've got to spread your feet wide. I like to get mine a little bit farther than shoulder width apart. You get down low, you have a base. You get your rear ends out there, you get that guy on your back. You feel him with your body. Keep your body alive. Don't be like a big block of wood. You feel alive, you're on your toes. I feel where that defensive man is all the time. I can feel him over here. I feel most of his weight here. I know I can go this way. If I feel his weight here, I know I can go this way. But before you can do anything, you've got to receive the ball. I like to get down low, get my hand up. If I have a target where, like I say, I feel him here, I'll have my hand up over here. And I want that ball to come in there. And what you've got to do when that ball comes, you've got to extend your hands out and get the ball. As it comes in, you've got to go out and meet that ball. I don't like to do this. That pulls you right out of your low post. That pulls you right out of your low post position. When you have the ball here, if you can hold him, you feel strong enough, you get that ball, get out and reach it with your hands, go out there and meet the ball, and then pull it back into your position. If you start jumping out all the time to receive the ball, you're gonna end up with the ball, 4, 5, 6 feet off the block. I want the ball on the block, because I know when I get the ball in this box that they just can't stop you. So the first thing about getting the ball down here is getting wide, getting spread out, and when the ball comes in, reach out and receive that ball. Get those strong hands out there. Reach out, receive that ball. Receive that ball and get it in. After you receive the ball in the low post, before you can put on any kind of moves, there's one thing that you've got to be able to do. You've got to turn around and stick the shot. You've got to let that defensive player know that either you're going to go right or you're going to go left, and you're going to make that shot. You don't have to have a lot of different moves down here. I use 2. It's very simple moves. When I go to this side, I get the ball here, I turn, I go up for my little fadeaway jumper, or if the guy's a lot smaller than me, I'll just try to go right up over him. I get it on this side. When I go baseline, I go into my jump hook right away. Boom, I go up. I know, and the defensive player knows, that I can make that shot, and I'm going to make that shot if I get it in my rhythm. I'm going to make that shot because I've practiced it hundreds of thousands of times. I started when I was a young kid, playing basketball in the gym by myself or with a toss back. Throw the ball, get it, turn, shoot it. Throw the ball, get it, turn, shoot it. This sets up all the moves that I do because I know and the defensive player knows that if I get in my rhythm and I get the ball down here where I want it and I turn into that shot, it's got a 60, 65, 70% chance of going in. You let him know you're not going to miss many of those. Getting better by yourself. No, get that one. Here you go. Got him here. Ooh, no. Got him, bam. Jumper. Get the ball. Get him in here. Ooh. Head fake. Oh, went for it. Bam. Basket. Come on back in here. Oh, fadeaway. Get that. Come in here. Got him, baseline. Oh, bam. Now's the time in the game we have that big possession. It's a hoop that you need. You got a guy on you, you believe you can take him, you get the ball in here, and the things I've been showing you up till now have been turnaround, shooting over the guy, a little more finesse. You're going up, you're going right, you're having a head fake, you're stepping through. This is strictly power. This is when you need that hoop. Your coach calls your number and you got to be able to do it for him. I get the ball in here low. I see that I want to sell this guy in the fake going to the middle. I want him to believe I'm going into the middle. I get the ball here, I lower my shoulder, I lower my head, I lower the ball goes down. My back foot, I already dropped that and I've pivoted on that back foot. I get here, my head, pivot. I get here, my head, pivot. Get here, the head, pivot. I keep that ball low. Those guards are in there picking at that ball. I go up, and that's the power move going to the middle. I get the ball in here. I'm ready now. The coach has called your number again. You get in here. You get ready to do your move. He doesn't take it. You go right back up and over him. In order to be a complete player, you've got to be able to play with your back to the basket and facing the basket. I had a high school coach who made me play facing the basket. I didn't want to. I had grown at that point to be taller than the other players. I wanted to stay down low and score my points. He forced me to come up, play face up to the basket. In the long run, it made me a much, much better basketball player. You've got to learn how to do different things. You can't be one-dimensional in your game. Playing face-up basketball, similar to low-post basketball, you've got to have that one element to make the guy play you. You've got to be able to stick that jumper. You've got to be able to come up here, get up to the free throw line, receive that pass, face up, and you've got to be able to stick that jumper. If you want to drive on a guy, you got to be able to stick that J. He'll come up on you, he pushes up on you, then you can go into all your other moves from the face-up position at the free throw line. Getting that pass, facing up, making that jump shot. Getting up there, receiving the ball, facing up, making that jump shot. Getting the ball, made two jumpers, guy comes up on you, you stutter step to the hole. Come up here, guy's playing you, crossover move, fake, crossover, strong to the basket. You come up, you beat him twice, crossover moves, get the ball, face up, make that jumper. Getting better by yourself. Come up here, stutter step. Don't hurt yourself. Basketball, it's a game I love. It's a game that I spend hours and hours at, and the hours weren't work. They were hours of joy for me. I love basketball. I could go out and play all the time. When I was young, I played for hours and hours. It was persistence. It was a love of the game that kept me going. I have friends of mine who never played past the high school level. They enjoyed just as much as I did. They're still some of my best friends in life. We played together. It gives you a common bond. You don't have to become a professional basketball player to enjoy the game, but you've got to play it to enjoy it. So get out there and play it.
I remember when I was a high school senior sitting with my best friend in the school parking lot in his car with a couple of young ladies, and we were sitting and talking and getting to know one another. And my high school coach, a man named Ray Wilson, came and knocked on the window, opened the door, surveyed the situation, and he said, "Julius, you should be outside working on your basketball game. You'll have plenty of time for these type of personal relationships later on in life." I was motivated by that man at that time, on and off the court. He cared about me. In thinking about motivating factors, I'd like to introduce to you somebody who's been known and highly regarded as a motivator of young men throughout his college coaching career, Mr. Dale Brown.
The difference between greatness and failure is just a real thin line. That line is so thin that you almost can't draw it. And all of us walk that line most of our lives. On one side is success, on the other side is failure and disappointment. So for you that want to make the team, or you want to make the starting five, and maybe you can't jump over that backboard, maybe you're not as strong as an ox, there's two areas you can really concentrate on. We're going to talk about one of those today, and that's free throw shooting, the other being defense. Two areas that are unbelievably overlooked. Free throw shooting in itself. To be an expert free throw shooter, it's amazing the number of points you can score. Let me give you an analogy. 1/4 of all scoring comes from this free throw line. So there's several things that you can do. That means if you're an aggressive basketball player, you can get up to that line 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a game, and it's amazing the comparison of those that aren't aggressive never get up to the line. Now the problem is you go up to the line, you have a bonus toss, and you don't really know what you're doing, and their shooting percentages are poorly. I took a research for the last 40 years in NCAA Division I. The field goal shooting, now these are some of the world's greatest players. The field goal shooting started out like on 36 and rose 19 such and such to 40, 41, 43, 45. It's almost risen up to 50% an average team. Free throw shooting is an amazing statistic. 40 years ago, people were shooting the free throw as accurately as they are now. The free throw shooting hasn't improved at all. It's almost on a plateau. We've almost done nothing to it. So we're going to talk about it. First of all, it starts in the head. Right now, it's easy to come up to the line, bounce the ball, and shoot a free throw. Maybe you can make 200 in a row. We got a guy by the name of Chris Jackson who made 289 in a row one day in practice. But now you fill up the arena, whether it be a small one or a big one like Deaf Dome in Baton Rouge, and it puts different pressures. So what you have to do when you go to the line, your mechanics are not the important thing before you get to the line. Your practice is. Practice does make perfect only if you practice perfectly. If you're practicing something incorrectly, you're going to be very mediocre on it. So before you practice, go to the line in practice. Say to yourself, this gym is filled. It's called mental imagery, and all the great athletes use it. Say, hey, this gym is filled. I can feel the sweat dripping on my forehead. The band's playing. I can't be distracted. I got to look up at the clock. Pretend there's guys lined up, and then go to the routine. You know what happens? Amazingly, the goal never lets you go. In other words, you'll attract yourself to that. You'll get used to it. If you go in and you're talking and chewing gum and, oh, hey, how about this girl? Are we going to go do this? You're not going to have concentration. All great artists, whether they be athletic or the artistic world, have the ability to concentrate. When you're ready to do that, now come and practice your free throws. Now that made free throw doesn't start right there at the 15-foot mark. It starts here. Don't go up to that line until the referee gets ready to hand you the ball, but start your mental gymnastics right here. Start and say like the French say, idea fixe, what you fix in your mind will happen. Come up to here and relax and dismiss distractions and get into the practice rhythm. And now when the referee's ready, as you start approaching that line, you aggressively come up to the line and again say, boy, that sap that fouled me made a mistake, instead of, why did he put me on this line? I'm here all alone. Now the actual techniques of the free throw shooting. Most people do not have a routine, and we can't stress that enough. For example, the routine starts about how you're going to start free throw shooting. In other words, one time don't come up and one bounce and then you go ahead and try to shoot the ball, or no bounces, or 3 bounces, or one time you start with a dip and another time without a dip. Be consistent in what you do. That's very important. So say my routine is I want to start in my dip and bounce the ball 3 times. I shouldn't be looking at the basket. I should be bouncing the ball 3 times, getting it in my hand in a shooting position. And that shooting position is the fingers well spread out on the ball, with one of the finger, the index finger, and the thumb on the seam. And you should have air. You should be able to put a pencil between your hand and the ball. That ball should not be flat against your palm. So when I brought that ball up in that position, now with my bent knees, I start my action. My action starts to come with my slate lift and the ball coming right by my nose. And you'll notice where the elbow is. It's almost, Pistol Pete Maravich, the great player from LSU, said he got his name Pistol because when he shot, everything was like here. All of his shots were in here. What he's trying to say, somebody, when he was a young kid, said, get that elbow out of, don't put that elbow out here, get it in tight. This is one of the major problems. The release is beautiful, but the elbow's out here, it's wrong. Because the trajectory, the height of the ball is going to be different. The lifting of the elbow is what gives the ball its height. The higher you can get it, the more likely it's going to drop in that rim. So when I'm in my shooting position, I'm now concentrating, looking at the middle of the rim. I'm not going to look at the rim, because that's probably where I'll hit, or the backboard. So I want to look right in the middle of the rim, and I'm starting to come up, and as I come up and the ball passes my nose, my elbow should always come to my eye or higher. If it doesn't come to my eye or higher, the shot normally is going to, boom, hit the front of the rim. So it's very important that you get that elbow up. You actually lift the elbow. As you lift that elbow, you're lifting up on your toes. The ball is now spinning off your hand just as though it was a fastball in baseball. And you're rising up on your toes with the proper trajectory, the elbow coming by, just like Pistol said. And what should happen, you should be able to stand up at this line and swish every one of them.
Here's the playground, a place where you get a chance to come out and play ball and, first of all, have fun. Get a chance to challenge yourself, build your confidence playing against better players. Here's a place where you get a chance to work on all those moves that you dreamed about at night. But most of all, you get out here and you have fun and you let it all hang out, where no rules apply. We say we're gonna show these guys a few moves. All right, I want you to get free while we're out there, okay? I'll keep feeding you.
You know, it's so easy for me to give lip service to, I want to be great. I want to be a great coach. I want to be a great father. I want to be a great basketball player. Most of it's not dreaming, it's wishing. There's a big difference between dreaming about greatness and wishing it. You see, most of society, and there's 5 billion of us walking this planet right now, everybody's wishing for something. I want to be the best. They're wishing. You can wish in bed, but you can only dream with a sweat and effort. You see, because dreaming takes hard work. So there's some very important things you have to do. Number one, you have to set your sight on the goal. If that's it, that's what I'm going to do, and nothing is going to stop me. And really simply, the goal will never let you go. Now, if you vacillate and you get weak on every temptation like most of us do, and take your eye off the goal, you got to follow through. In any sporting event, whether it be golf, baseball, basketball, tennis, the follow through is the answer. Follow through. Keep your eye on the goal. Number two, be ready to dismiss all the people around you that are saying you can't do this and you can't do that. It's your body that you're getting ready for a super event. So say no to drugs and alcohol and grass and all the other garbage, because it's going to mess you up. Believe in yourself. And that is so important. You've got to have a good self-image. And finally, the two important ones, and don't forget those. You see, it's easy to say, I believe in myself, but how are you going to handle failure? You see, most people get depressed and down in the dumps. You got to persevere, and you got to believe that whatever a man thinks in this 8 ounces of gray matter will happen. And whatever you think won't happen, won't happen. You can go to the top, but it takes a lot of follow-through, a lot of heart, and I'll tell you, there's more room up there because there's more average people down here. You go to the top.